I settled on a method that we're going to do in a few minutes called the rainbow method. Now, if you think about the visible spectrum, we're just talking about the light that we can see, because if we talk about, ultraviolet light or infrared light, we're outside the scope of visible light. We can talk about infrared light if you want, and the therapeutic value of infrared light, because it's definitely it definitely can help. But I want to keep my discussion to the visible spectrum. So we're talking about ROYGBIV. Okay. Now, if you visualize a kind of a seesaw right now, and the fulcrum of the seesaw right in the middle there would be the green color. And that's exactly what green does. Green is a balancer. Now, sometimes people associate the colors with different chakras. So that's another way to talk about it if you want. But green is the balancer, and the colors closest to green, the yellow and the blue, their effects are going to be less extreme than the colors at the edge of the seesaw, which would be red and violet. So if we take the green and we just look at the red side of the spectrum, when you look at those warm colors, red, orange, yellow, those colors tend to stimulate and support problems that are chronic eye problems, chronic systemic problems, dimness in the eyes, stress and fatigue. The red, orange, yellow are very stimulative. If we go to the other side, we have the blue, indigo violet. Those colors tend to work more on acute situations: edema, pain, inflammation, trauma. So depending on what you're trying to accomplish, the best thing to do is the entire arc of the rainbow. Now, we're going to do this in a few minutes, and the question that I'm going to keep asking you is, what color do you see and how does it feel when you look at it? And there are going to be colors that you may not like. Just like yesterday, somebody was doing the lymph thing. I don't like doing this. This is, okay? So when that's the case, the medicine that you can use to bring you back into more wholeness is by looking at the very color that you're most uncomfortable with. Now, there's an edge there, because if you look at the red color, let's say that's your most difficult color, and it triggers something like some kind of a emotional or physical abuse, okay? Because that's the root. It's definitely related to survival. It may be overwhelming for you, so you need to titrate the amount of color you look at. For some people, they are so sensitive to the brightness that they have to actually look at the colors with their eyes closed. So we all have window shades, right? And for most of us, the window shades block out most of the light, most of the sunlight, but there's still a little light that gets through. And this is the same concept as the eyelids, so that you can look at these colors, if you need to, with the eyes closed.